Joining us now is political advisor Adolph Mongo and experienced trial attorney Terry Johnson. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here. What do you think is the next step for Trump? I'll start with you, Terry.
I think the next step for Donald Trump is keep doing what he's doing. He needs to go out on the campaign trail. Every time the Biden administration comes out with what they come out with, these charges or indictments or whatever we want to call them, you see his poll numbers go up. So I would say keep doing what he's doing. I mean, if they don't want him to run, you know, I mean, if he's such a bad candidate, he's such a bad person, put the man on the ticket, let him run, and beat him. But they don't want to do that.
That sounds simple. Is that a little too simple?
Hopefully he'd be behind bars. But listen,
with Hillary,
Trump is playing to his base, but he's not going to win the general. I don't understand these weak candidates in the Republican Party. That here you got a guy that's been indicted 3-4 times, might get indicted in Georgia, and you kissing his butt. Oh man! So he's the front runner. You are correct, and he's a gift that keep on giving. And the Republicans, man, they just put their foot in their mouth. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she just did a commercial for the Democratic Party. These some idiots. I don't believe it. The Republican Party that I know, that you ran against, they were real, and they played by the rules. These folks don't play by the rules. You look at what's happening in Michigan. The inmates are running the party. They don't kill the party.
I really think if you look at what's going on, I mean, there's no one on the, you've got Robert Kennedy who's running on the Democratic side.
He's insane.
Well, yeah, and again,
he's insane.
Let's put them all out there.
He can run. Listen,
but here's the thing. Biden doesn't know
what day of the week it is. I like Grandpa. I voted for him.
You know what? I don't like $3.69 a gallon gas. I like $2.19 better.
I don't like a crook.
I don't like a war in Ukraine.
A rapist, a crook, and
wait a minute. Where did he
else.
become a rapist?
Well, he just got found guilty of
that was a civil assault.
He raped.
That's the whole problem.
And y'all call OJ a killer. And
I didn't call OJ a killer, but I call Hunter Biden. I call Hunter Biden a crackhead.
He is a crackhead, but he's not an elected official.
But his daddy's getting him out of everything.
It don't matter.
He's corrupt.
I think there's corruption on both sides. We can agree that there's corruption on both sides.
All of them crooks. The whole Trump family, except Mary.
Oh, wow. Of course, because she agrees with, Joe Biden.
Well, so it does seem like it does seem like, though, that there is some confusion in the Republican Party right now with
chaos.
Support. Do they support Trump? Do they not support Trump? Advocates who are now running against him.
Privately, they don't support Trump, but they want his base. You know that.
Here's the
attorney.
issue.
You know that.
Well, thank you for acknowledging a little bit of intelligence on my end. But let's go from here.
Know when you have a guilty client, you're not going to come out in public and say he's guilty. You're going to defend him.
Well, here's the thing that Adolph, as an attorney, and assuming you're not, people have to go to trial, right? Just because he's charged, right? They're treating Donald Trump worse than a black man these days, okay? And I get it.
I appreciate that giggle. I was like, that might be a bit.
Man.
But here's
how
the
much
thing.
They paying you, man?
Here's the thing.
One of his cuckoo lawyers?
No, not at all. But let's go. Let's look at it this way.
Donald Trump
is charged. That doesn't mean he's guilty, right?
Listen, Donald Trump is an idiot. Donald Trump is going to get charged. He's going to get indicted.
The idiot that ran he's already indicted.
He's going to get indicted again in Georgia.
What does
They're
that
going
mean?
to get him in New York. Sooner or later, somebody going to find him guilty.
Well, so let me get this right. That's the whole base of the Democratic Party. we're going to throw everything against the wall, and sooner or later,
that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
When you
let's
got
play
a
dirty.
rat like Donald Trump.
Is that a good idea, though? Because to your point, the more that we talk about Trump, the more that he's indicted, his numbers just keep going.
But his numbers are what? The mega folks, the people that tried to overthrow the government, the people that attacked
or
the
the
Capitol
people that
Police.
stole the election from
Wait a
last
minute,
time.
then you can talk.
How will you cut me off? I'm just being
the people
equitable.
that attacked the Capitol, they gonna vote for him. It don't matter. Donald Trump say he can kill somebody on Fifth Avenue, and they'll vote for him. But when it comes to the general election, top-down Republican Party, nobody's stopping him from running.
Joe Biden is stopping him.
Joe Biden not
Joe
stopping
Biden
him.
is using the Department of Justice.
No,
Remember, you know who Merrick Garland is?
Yeah.
The one that the Supreme Court, he should have been on the Supreme Court.
He shouldn't have
but
been.
Y'all hijacked him.
Well, we didn't hijack
Mitch
him.
McConnell and his Ku Klux Klan.
So
We are going to
so
continue.
you
I agree.
admit-
Terry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off. We
Sure.
have to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
You're watching CBS News Detroit.
Welcome back. Two IRS whistleblowers are testifying before the House Oversight Committee about the Justice Department's investigation into Hunter Biden. Both claim that the president's son received preferential treatment. Skylar Henry has the latest details from Capitol Hill.
Is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do. I do.
The IRS whistleblowers at the center of the Hunter Biden investigation told a House committee that there was enough evidence to bring felony tax evasion charges against the president's son, but that the Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation.
At every stage, decisions were made that benefited the subject of this investigation. For example, prosecutors concealed contents of Hunter Biden's laptop from investigators.
A second whistleblower, Joseph Ziegler, revealed his identity publicly for the first time during the hearing. Ziegler, who says he's a Democrat, insists he felt blocked from pursuing leads during the investigation.
It appeared to me, based on what I experienced, that the U.S. Attorney in Delaware in our investigation was constantly hamstrung, limited, and marginalized by DOJ officials as well as other U.S. attorneys.
The committee launched the inquiry last month, days after it was announced that the president's son will plead guilty to misdemeanor tax offenses as part of a plea deal. Among the allegations from the whistleblowers, the Department of Justice blocked the lead prosecutor on the case, David Weiss, from getting special counsel status in order to bring charges in Washington, D.C. and California. Both the Justice Department and Weiss have denied the claim. Democrats pointed out that Weiss was appointed by former President Donald Trump.
One thing you will not hear today is any evidence of wrongdoing by President Joe Biden or his administration.
Hunter Biden's plea hearing is scheduled for next week. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Adolph and Terry are still with us. So just comparing, or can we even compare, the treatment of Hunter Biden and the treatment versus the treatment of Donald Trump?
No, one was the president who tried to overthrow the government. The other one was a admitted drug addict who happened to be the son of this current president. We done had relatives that undone things. And listen, they might be right, but he got a break. You know, that's white privilege. That's white privilege. But we got about 10.
That's not white privilege, what he got.
No, we got
that's
10,
presidential
wait a minute.
privilege.
We got 10,
that's a big difference.
We got 10 Congress people that tried to overthrow the government on January the 6th.
So,
they were at the Capitol, and they haven't been charged with anything. They should be in court.
I love how you love to get off the subject when it really hurts your party. Because let's talk about Hunter Biden.
Let's talk about
my party. Again, let's stick to the subject.
Listen,
it's my turn to talk, right?
No, but you called me my party.
I can't
That's
talk.
not my party.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. Thank you. First of all, if this is not a sweetheart deal, this is a presidential deal that Hunter Biden got. Let me give you an example. The feds just don't say, oh, we're going to be nice and we're going to knock this down. Wesley Snipes, what's he in jail for? Tax evasion, right?
He didn't pay.
Lots of other people did the same thing, but here's the deal. What the feds do, they bring you in, and the only way you get a better deal is if you start giving information like, I don't know, Burisma. like the big guy taking money and all those other things and all the other Biden shell companies that are out there.
Wait till you get reelected. You're gonna cry because
you will have an afro before Joe Biden gets reelected.
You want to bet?
Let's bet.
Where we bet? I'm
All
gonna
right.
tell you. But I don't
see some hair
understand.
up there.
You must.
He's worried.
You must be drinking some kind of Kool-Aid of Donald Trump.
You keep.
Donald
I have
Trump,
not said Donald Trump.
Yeah, but you love
I
him.
said I didn't
He
say
is,
I love him.
He is your leader. He is your creator.
God is my creator and my leader.
Donald
Let me make
Trump is
that
your
one
guy.
right there.
But
let me
a
tell you something.
Republican
Here's the
guy.
funny thing
I
about
don't even
this.
believe you.
Just because you say
came
it
here,
loud
I
and
don't
you
know.
say it
No,
fast,
no.
don't mean it's right.
But
it's not even cute anymore.
I can't even believe you'll get on TV
Here we
and
go.
talk
Now
about
you're
how
gonna
you
attack
love.
me.
No,
I didn't say I love Donald
attacking
Trump.
What you saying about Donald Trump?
What did I say about him? Because you are putting words in my mouth. I
You
didn't say
said-
I love the man.
No,
I
you
didn't say he's
defending
my
it.
creator.
You defending a rapist?
I'm not
you defending a crook.
No,
back
I'm
where
defending
Hunter
the
now.
process.
You defending-
He does
you
not want to
defending the
talk
big
about
one.
Hunter.
But now we're talking
Hunter
about
is not
Hunter
an
Biden.
elected official.
See what I'm saying?
Hunter is
That
not
is the
elected
problem.
official. Who
They
cares
have
about
Trump
Hunter?
delusion. And no matter,
Who
it's been
cares
4
about Hunter?
years,
Who-
and if he's
who
such a
cares about-
loser,
who cares about
if he's
Hunter?
such a loser,
Hunter
let the
Biden,
people
he's in your
decide.
mind. He got
You know?
y'all.
He don't
got
wanna
y'all
do that.
hoodwinked. I'm not.
Trump. How many? Go back,
Trump.
ladies and gentlemen,
Trump.
and look at how
Trump.
many times he has said Donald Trump.
Trump.
He has a Trump derangement syndrome. It's okay.
It's right.
Is
You'll
Hunter
be
Biden
fine.
a criminal?
That's why he
Trump is a
does not
cancer.
have hair.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
in your
He's taking
opinions,
it all out.
gentlemen, in your opinions, is Hunter Biden a criminal?
Hunter
your
Biden,
opinions.
Hunter Biden, he's a admitted dope fiend, everything else, but he's not an elected official. He don't run the government. He's not part of the administration like Trump had
There it
his
goes again.
criminal kids and son-in-law.
Were they convicted?
Oh no, they just stole.
Wow.
They just
Okay,
stole
so they're
money.
not criminals.
They thieves.
They're
They
not criminals.
thieves. They thieves.
Okay. To
They
answer your
thieves.
question,
They
Amir,
thieves. They
what you
thieves.
have here
They
is he
thieves.
is a criminal, whether it's a misdemeanor or felony. And the bigger question is, he said white privilege, it's presidential privilege.
No, it's white privilege.
It's a big difference.
And listen,
I have defended all
it's
kinds
white
of people in federal court, and I've never seen a white person or black person get this type of deal. This is president. Now he wants to make it about race. It's not about race.
It is about race, and your hair falling out. At least I don't have any. You got patches.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I do.
That's
And
what
I'm
we
going to keep it.
And we go get personal.
How are we
But
getting
you know what?
personal? No, you got
Yeah.
one sticking up.
Yeah,
I
right.
won't call you alfalfa.
Yeah,
We're
you
on
could-
TV.
you could
Go ahead,
call me
Amir.
whatever. But you know what? You can kiss
Yeah.
Donald Trump, but all
I'm
you
not
want
trying
to.
All I'm
and
saying
all
is
these
let the
Republicans-
process play out.
Well,
He is
playing
not
out.
guilty
How
until
he's not guilty? You got
he
to-
goes through the
you-
court process.
You-
That's all I'm saying.
You're already saying he's not guilty, right?
Nobody is guilty until a jury judge finds you guilty or you plead guilty. Until then, have you heard of this
Joe
term?
Biden,
The presumption
according to
of
you,
innocence.
according to you, Joe Biden is a crook.
We'll be right back.
No, he's an idiot.
Stay
I
with
didn't
us.
call
We'll
him
be
a
right
crook.
back.
Turning now to 2024, the Republican presidential campaign of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is garnering fresh criticism after he struggled to rise in the polls, and now a campaign shakeup. Robert Costa reports on how and why DeSantis has been losing ground.
Hello, South Carolina.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis hit the trail today amid a campaign shakeup, laying off about 10 staff members as he struggles to gain traction in the crowded GOP field. DeSantis made the moves after burning through cash faster than most of his opponents in the second quarter, spending about 40% of what he's raised.
I think we've got a lot of work to do over these next 18 months.
CBS News has learned that some key donors are growing frustrated with the campaign and its leadership and are alarmed about the lack of voter enthusiasm for DeSantis. They fear Trump is in a far better primary position.
The more I'm out there, the more support we get in these early states.
DeSantis' standing against the former president has plummeted in recent months.
We are totally dominating DeSantis.
Allies say a bright spot for the campaign is Casey DeSantis.
We want you to be on board to help take this country back.
Sources say the governor's donors feel she could spur a turnaround for the campaign. There are concerns emerging across the aisle, too. Democrat Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is challenging President Biden, has been making incremental gains in the polls. He's now speaking out on comments that prompted charges of racism and anti-Semitism after falsely suggesting that COVID-19 was engineered to spare Jewish and Chinese people.
There's an argument that it is ethnically targeted. COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people.
Mr. Kennedy has said his comments were misinterpreted, but his remarks continue to face condemnation from party leaders. The White House has called them vile. His sister Kerry Kennedy called them deplorable and untruthful. Jewish advocacy groups have offered similar responses. Robert Costa, CBS News, Washington.
All right, we're going to pick this conversation back up. What are your thoughts, Adolph, on DeSantis running?
You know what? DeSantis seemed, before he got in, as a person that could take Trump out. You know, he barely won the first time when he ran for governor, but then he got a mandate. He kicked butt. Man, he did the worst thing that you can do. Have a payroll that's bigger than General Motors. You know, so he spent more money than he was taking in, and he got nothing to show. Plus, he's so far right that the conservatives don't want to support him. When you want to ban Langston Hughes and Anne Frank books, and you don't like Mickey Mouse, he's supposed to be gay, and black people didn't get lynched, and you can't say gay, you can't say black, you can't make people feel, oh, don't talk about the 40s and the 50s or segregation, because you make people feel bad. He make George Wallace look like a liberal. You know what? He makes the Bushes, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney look like real people. He's dangerous.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
You know, DeSantis has done some good things in Florida, but I don't think it's enough to take it on a national stage. I agree that it just doesn't translate. I believe the campaign has some problems. And again, here's the other part of this, and I'll go back to Al Gore, you know, when he ran. If you can't win at home, how are you going to win on the road? And home
with Tennessee.
Well, for Tennessee, for Gore,
he couldn't win. He couldn't win.
And let's talk about home for DeSantis is Florida, and he will lose Florida. So if you can't win at home, it's going to be very difficult to win elsewhere. And I don't know that the message he is putting out.
He should have sat out. He should have waited. He should have sat out. He messed his brand up. Remind me of what's the governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, one of them. Yeah. He was the new boy toy of the Republican Party, and he fizzled out. Ron DeSantis, well, I don't know who's advising him. He's not very likable. He don't look people in the eye. You know it. Listen, Donald Trump it's like running the 880. Donald Trump got 100 yards ahead. Everybody else saying, I don't want to run fast. And before you know it, Donald Trump across the finish line, and he's going to have the nomination.
But here's the interesting thing. Joe Biden is losing traction to Kennedy. I mean, we just saw the story.
Right, which I would have thought would have taken away some of the, hearing what Kennedy said, might have.
I think that
there's people that
the
support
Democrats,
some of that.
Well, yeah, but I think the Democrats
support some of that.
Are looking for an alternative. And again, going back to what we talked about earlier about trying to keep Donald Trump out as opposed to letting him run, Democrats are looking for another source. And I'm telling you, I don't think at this point that it's too late for Gavin Newsom from California to jump in.
But he's not going to buck the party. He's not going to buck the party.
I don't know. That ego and getting in the White House,
he's not going to buck the party. See, they waited too late. See, if you're going to take on the king, you got to kill the king. And you know
the
what?
King's the Walking Dead in this case.
Well, the Walking Dead is doing his thing. And then we got a maniac, and they not taking him out. It's going to be a replay. You know how the Rumble in the Jungle, and
I get
all
it.
the replays.
But it's hard to be, as you know, it's hard to beat somebody twice.
Well, not really.
And in
Not
this
really
case,
when you got a guy that's shooting himself in the foot. He can't shut up. You know what?
and you're right. And Biden can't stand up.
It don't matter.
One can't shut up. One can't stand up.
Well, Trump is about 80 years old. Listen, they all old.
Yeah, but we all believe that Biden
old.
has it's not his age that's my issue.
You think he got dementia?
Who, Biden?
Yeah. That's what you're saying?
That has not been proven.
That's right.
But you know the funny thing, though?
Yeah,
the funny thing, everybody
no
wanted Trump to do a mental test. I don't see the media asking for Biden to do the same thing. It is amazing to me the double standard that we play here.
Yeah, well, he's the president.
Trump was the president at the same time.
Trump still thinks he's delusional. He needs to
Biden's
take a mental test.
The man that wanted to build a train from the Pacific over to Japan.
Trump wanted to build a wall.
A train over the ocean.
Mexico's supposed to pay for it.
And they
Where's
did.
the money? They did.
They did pay for it.
No, they didn't. Don't do that, man.
But we got to get you an economics class.
I got A's in economics, so I'm going to tell you.
And where'd you go to school?
Michigan.
Oh, there's the first problem.
Okay.
You're not a Spartan. There's the first problem.
I got a degree from Michigan State.
Well, you are right with me.
When I was in the sixth grade.
You are right with me.
When I was in the sixth grade.
You are right with me. You know the best way.
I'll give you air high. I went to summer school at Michigan State. I went to Howard, though.
Howard's a great school, too.
Yeah. But listen, this has been the most lively, fun conversation. I hope you all will come back.